Hey Scorpio, this is Natalie from Inspired Alignment. I'm coming on to do a reading for you guys from the current time right now, so the full moon in Gemini, up until the end of December. So we're definitely dealing with some intense energies right now. So this reading's just going to kind of cover the next 2 weeks and like maybe going into January 2020, like what to expect. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And then also please feel free to check your sun, moon, and rising sign so that you can get more of a complete picture of your particular situations. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and see what messages are going to be most important for Scorpios to know during this time frame. Okay. Spirit, what are the most important messages that Scorpios are going to need to know from now until the end of December? What are the most important messages for Scorpios for the time now until the end of December? What are the most important things that Scorpios are going to need to know for this time frame? Okay, the first card I have is the Eight of Fire, the Integrity card, the Six of Earth, and then under the deck we have the Five of Fire, Emotions, the Four of Earth, the Nine of Fire, and the Two of Fire. Also the Desire card. All right. Okay, so what I see here for Scorpios, I am picking up like some heavy energy here. Like the first message that I got was like spirituality, like spirit, source, like there's like something going on here with, I feel like it's like reaching the next level. Like there may be something that some of you guys are going through during this time period that could be a little bit challenging and difficult, but like it's taking place so that you can kind of break through this situation and kind of get rid of like whatever is no longer serving you, and you can move up into like the next level of your journey. I'm also getting the message like to make sure that like you're staying in your integrity during this time frame. You know, people around you may be difficult to deal with during this time, or there could be like situations going on that could bring up like some emotions, you know, anger, sadness, frustration. And I mean, it's okay, like, to kind of release these things in a healthy way. But just make sure that, like, as you're kind of going through this process, that you are staying in your integrity. Like, you know, maybe even take a moment to pause at some point and just think, like, are you, you know, being in integrity for, you know, for yourself? Like, you know, is this really, like, the person that you're wanting to be and the person that you're wanting to portray to others? I'm also like feeling like, you know, be consciously aware of the difference between reacting and responding. So really kind of try to respond to certain situations instead of just immediately reacting. And I know that this can sometimes be challenging, especially for Scorpios, because Scorpios feel things very like deeply and intensely, and so, you know, it's kind of natural for them to have like an emotional response. But I guess, like, you know, Spirit is just kind of like giving you a heads up that there could be some stuff that's going on here that's like triggering you, and to really kind of be conscious of how you're kind of responding and interacting with the people that are involved with this. I do feel like, this, like I said, this 2 week period is going to be like, maybe a little challenging here. But I feel like after this 2 weeks is over and like this situation has kind of come to a head, like it's ultimately placing you into like a new chapter of your life. It's really kind of pushing you into where you are like meant to be. Because I feel like right now, especially with these two cards here, I get a feeling of like being trapped in a situation. So whatever's kind of taking place right now, it's happening in order to kind of push you forward. Okay, so let's see what other messages we can get here for Scorpios. What other messages do Scorpios need to know about the messages that have already been given? What other messages do Scorpios need to know about these energies and the messages that have already been given? Okay. What is this Eight of Fire about for Scorpios? Okay, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so I'm getting like this sense of there's like a lesson that's being learned here, and it's like on a spiritual level. It's like for spiritual growth. I'm also picking up for some of you, not all of you, that you may have children, and children who are like school age are in school, and whatever's happening right now, it could be affecting like what's going on with like their school. So you may have to like move or something and they have to like leave school, or it's something that you're avoiding. You've been avoiding doing something because you don't want to like pull the kids out of school, or like totally like take them out of something, like uproot them from where they are. But I feel like that message is maybe just for some of you guys, and then for others of you, I feel like this is just like the wrapping up of a very big life lesson and spiritual lesson. Okay, Spirit, what does Scorpio need to know about this Integrity card? Yeah, kind of exactly what I was saying. I have the Five of Swords here. So, I'm picking up, don't join in with the crowd. If there are other people that are behaving and acting in a way that is like nasty, even if it's towards you, or, I'm even picking up like maybe at work, if people are like gossiping or acting a particular way, I'm getting like, don't join in with the crowd. Stay in your integrity and be true to yourself, and, be unique and separate yourself from that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And, who cares if people think that like you're stuck up, or that, you know what I mean? Like you're not friendly or whatever the case is. And even if they're acting kind of nasty towards you, it's like, stay in your own integrity. Don't feed into that negativity and start, you know what I mean? Like, mirroring that bad behavior back to them, basically. I'm just getting like there's going to be probably people around you that are not in their integrity, or, are kind of like pushing you or trying to trigger you. And this is saying, to really kind of don't get sucked into that. Don't get sucked into what the people around you are kind of doing. Okay, so what does Scorpio need to know about the Six of Earth? Okay, so, there's a situation I feel like that hasn't been moving forward, or a situation that you feel like you're kind of stuck in. I feel like this is going to be involving some kind of like communication. There needs to be some communication with someone or with a group of people about a particular situation that you're feeling kind of trapped in. I feel for some of you guys this may be work related. I have one more card for this, Spirit. Yeah, and I'm also getting like a lot of this like gossiping and talking, like people talking behind other people's back, like yeah, like I am also getting like watch what you're saying to people around you because they're gossiping and saying it to other people too. It's not like being kept a secret, whatever, you know what I mean, you're saying about somebody, they're going back and like telling that person or something. I feel like this, if for some of you guys, I feel like this is like a group of females, specifically like you, Scorpio, and then an air sign and a fire sign female. So that might resonate with some of you guys, specifically. Okay, so what does Scorpio need to know about the 5 of fire and emotions? 9 of cups. Yeah. I'm hearing too big for your britches. So that's an interesting statement. I feel like somebody is like stirring the pot. Somebody is like trying to create conflict or stir up an emotional response here. And like it's almost like they feel like they are entitled to be that way. Like they're like, yeah, you know, how about that? You know, how do you feel about that? Like after they do something like kind of really nasty. So I don't know if this is you or somebody that you're involved with, but I definitely feel like this is one person trying to really kind of push another person's buttons to create like some kind of an emotional response here. For some of you guys, this could be like a relationship that you're in. And to me, it seems like it's a bit of a like toxic relationship at this point. Okay, what about this 4 of air? What do Scorpios need to know about the 4 of air? Seven of swords. Yeah. So there's definitely, I feel like, some sneakiness going on here. Like for people who are dealing with like a work situation, there's like a lot of gossiping and talking behind other people's backs, like lying and sneaking around. For those who are in some kind of like an intimate relationship with somebody, I feel like I'm not even too sure that this is a current energy. I feel like there was like some lying, sneaking, cheating in the past that is still lingering. Whether it was you or the other person, I feel like it's being brought up over and over and over again. And like because this took place, like there's like somebody feeling like they're entitled to treat another person like crap. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and really honestly, it's like this needs to be, it kind of, yeah, like you need to like move forward and kind of remove yourself from both of those situations, you know, and take the higher ground here. And if this is like somebody trying to make you feel guilty in some way, it's like realize that that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you feel guilty. And you shouldn't have to feel guilty, especially for something that didn't ever happen or something that happened in the past. And if you're doing this and trying to make another person feel guilty, you know, there's like some work that needs to be done here because it's not really the other person at this point. It's you that kind of needs to work on something within yourself. Okay, Spirit, so what do we need to know about the 9 of fire, the 2 of fire, and the desire card? Yeah, again, like this feeling of being kind of stuck and trapped. For many of you, I feel like this could be financially. You could be staying in a relationship because of finances. Or you could be staying in a work situation because you know, of like needing the money or not having enough to, you know, make the moves and the changes that you want to make. But I feel like there's definitely a desire here to want to move out of these situations. And I do kind of feel like there's some situations or things happening within this situation that's kind of stirring the pot so that you can make some moves and remove yourself from, you know, a toxic situation here. Some of you guys could be dealing with an air sign male, so Aquarius, Libra, Gemini male. Okay, so let me see what other messages do Scorpios need to know? Yeah, so I mean, I feel like this whole thing like might be very irritating, frustrating, rough, you know what I mean? But it's all gonna end out really good and positive at the end of the day. Okay, what about this integrity and Five of Swords? Yeah, this is saying to take a closer look at the situations that you are finding yourselves in. You know, really think about what integrity means to you. You know, take a closer look at how the people around you are acting or how you are even acting. And really take a moment to pause and think about that. And ask yourself if you're being in your integrity, if you're being the person that you would like to be. Okay, what about this Six of Earth? Six of Earth. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely going to be some secrets revealed, some gossip or something. Like there's going to be some talking. Like there's going to be like stuff revealed through communication here. And that could be what's like stirring up the pot here. Okay, so what about this Five of Fire and emotions? Yeah, you know, I just got a message, like, for those of you who believe in, like, past lives and all that, you know, like, our South Node usually represents, like, what sign we were in a past life, and, like, the North Node represents where we're headed in this life. And I just kind of got, like, this message about, like, whatever sign your South Node is, whatever sign you were in a past life, like, I feel like part of what's going on here is to help you really kind of release the negative parts of those habits that you picked up in a past life. So if you look at your South Node and see like where it's placed at in your birth chart, you know, you could, you know, any sign, it could be any sign, and like look up what some of the negative characteristic traits are of that particular sign, and that will maybe give you an idea of some of the things that you're kind of needing to work on or release here in this time frame, because I feel like that's something that's significant for some of you guys. I also feel for some of you guys that this whole thing is like making you kind of battle within yourself, really kind of making you reflect on things. Like, I don't know, I feel like almost like this purging and releasing of like old negative thought patterns and ways of being, but it may be kind of coming out like in a very like yucky kind of a way. But just keep in mind that this is only 2 weeks. You know, this is not something that's going to last forever. This is, you know, I don't feel like this is going to drag on forever and ever. I feel like this is just like some kind of a situation that's going to happen. It's going to bring some stuff up to the surface, and then, you know what I mean, you're going to like move forward. Okay, so what about this Four of Air and Seven of Swords? Yeah, definitely some sneaky behavior going on here. Somebody's being sneaky. I mean, it could be you or it could be somebody you're dealing with, but I feel like it's kind of all coming out now, and it's being revealed, and that's what is stirring up the pot here in this next 2 weeks. Okay, what about this Nine of Fire, Two of Fire, and Desire card, Spirit? Yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of like the key, even though it may seem like a jacked up situation. This is kind of the key to moving you forward into a new part of your life, into something that is more I don't know if I'm saying that right, prosperous for you in the future. It is getting you out of a situation that you are stuck in right now. So just know that this is kind of happening for a reason. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards for what to expect after this, like going into 2020. Let's just pull one card and see what Scorpios can expect going into 2020. Okay, so the King of Cups. I feel like with this card here, again, I get this sense of like, releasing emotion. So like this sense of like letting go of like things that are no longer serving you. For some of you guys, you could be dealing with a King of Cups, or it could be somebody that you will be dealing with going into the new year. So a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces male. But yeah, I just kind of feel like a little bit of like a healing energy here. Like a lot of like just releasing of like emotions and things that just are no longer serving you, which is really a positive thing when you think about it, because, we have to do that in order to move forward. All right, so I'm going to get one more message for Scorpios. Can I get one more message for Scorpios for the month of December, Spirit? One more message for Scorpios. Okay, I have number 7, Trinity, and it is in reverse. So let me see what this says. Okay, this card says, separation and alienation are aspects of old paradigm thinking that you will release as you come to realize you are one with all that is. So exactly what I was saying. There's a lot of like releasing and kind of purging going on here. And there could be like some separation things going on. This could be with a relationship that you have, or it could be with a job. But it's the releasing of that old paradigm. And it's putting you into a place where you can realize that you are one with all things. Okay, and then you have number 33, Paley's Summon. I think that's how you say it. All right, this card says, this card summons you to recognize your personal potential and transcend obstacles to the expression of your life's purpose. Every life holds the promise of excellence and fulfillment. Sometimes we become caught up in life's flow and lose sight of dreams and visions in the process. It may be helpful to shift your attention to that of the observer so that you may gain a wider perspective of where you are today. Are you content with your life's direction? Are you following your bliss? So a lot about like kind of what I was saying, like, have you just like gotten stuck in a situation that you're not really fully like happy in? Are you kind of following your passions? And as far as like taking on that observer role, I felt that up here with like this integrity, like really pay attention to the people around you and like how you kind of feed into just like the drama and the negativity that happens around you, and kind of just be more consciously aware of that. So Scorpio, I hope that these messages helped you, and I will see you soon. Take care.